The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources visited Exuma this past weekend and brought along a major gift for the farming and fishing sectors of the island. Here's a closer look.
We recognize the challenges that our farmers face, from land preparation to improving crop yields. And so this new tractor is a direct investment in your success. Turn it up. Fishing is also a way of life for many people in Exuma, and it is our duty to ensure that our marine resources are protected from illegal activities, overfishing, and environmental threats. This new marine patrol boat will enhance the capabilities of our officers to monitor and enforce our fishing regulations, ensuring that our waters remain rich and productive for generations to come.
What we see here today is a demonstration of that support from the government, and we are appreciative of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources for coming to Exuma and showing us their love today.
3, 2, 1. Yay. We have $100,000 worth of supplies that will be given by Victoria Pond. It's fertilizer, drip feed, irrigation material, you name it, we will be providing it for them because they need it. You know, agriculture is not a cheap industry. I do it heard last night. Some of them mentioned it at the town hall meeting. And so we wanted to put our money where our mouth is and show that the support is truly genuine.
Well, as you would have just seen, the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources was busy over the weekend in Exuma. The minister's visit directly aimed at supporting the agricultural community in Exuma, addressing the region's specific needs, and reinforcing government's commitment to strengthening local farming. With ongoing efforts to boost sustainability and resilience in the sector, the minister emphasized the importance of empowering farmers in rural areas and ensuring the continued growth of the nation's agricultural industry. In studio, we have the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Jomo Campbell. Welcome to What's Trending, Minister.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, Minister, what are the top priorities for your ministry during the remainder of your term?
There's so many. As you would know, our first and foremost priority is joining CARICOM in what was Vision 25 by 2025. What that really entails is us reducing our food import bill, which is currently pegged at almost $1 billion. The aim is to reduce that by 25% by the end of the year 2025. Our CARICOM brothers and sisters have realized the enormity of this task, and so that margin has now been extended to 2030.
Okay. Because
each member state, you know, has their own unique challenges, the Bahamas included, and to take on a mammoth task like this, we've realized collectively that we may need a bit more time to achieve that goal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how is the government supporting small-scale farmers and businesses in terms of funding, training, and infrastructure?
Oh, well, I can tell you it's been an exciting approach. Earlier, we partnered with SPDC, the Small Business Development Center, with the view to assisting farmers and fishermen with upwards of $1 million. The second time around we did it, we decided to focus more on the fishing sector. So $600,000 were dedicated to the marine resources aspect and $400,000 towards the farming sector of the ministry. That was a huge success. Fortunately for us, we found out that a lot of would-be recipients weren't able to qualify for various numbers of reasons. Some persons may have lost relevant documents, were not able to sign on online. So we did it again. And we upped the ante from $1 million to $1.6 million, and it was widely received, and it was a great boost for farmers and fishermen throughout the country. You know, we realized that this is something that is absolutely necessary because fishing and farming are like both expensive industries, and, you know, persons need all the help that they can get.
That is true. Well, Minister, you were in Exuma over the past weekend donating to the farmers in that region. Can you tell us more about the purpose for your visit and how these donations are expected to impact the local agriculture community?
Well, our visit to Exuma is a part of what the ministry is doing in order to achieve food security throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas. Sometimes we tend to be a bit Nassau-centric, and we may believe that Nassau is the Bahamas, but that certainly isn't the case. So last year we did a visit to Abaco, where we also held a town hall meeting there. And whilst in Exuma, we had a town hall meeting to hear from the farmers and fishermen, to hear their challenges, to see how we could address them. And just as importantly, we also went to take some goodies. You know, anytime you're visiting, it's always
come with your hands swinging.
Definitely not. And so, you know, we visited the island with a brand new tractor, a brand new truck, a brand new boat, the contender, and a trailer. All of these things are to go towards the advancement of the agriculture and marine resources sector on the island. We also visited the Ellen Coakley School and Farmers Key with a view to supplying them with chickens, layers, as a matter of fact, to supplement the layer program they have going on at that school. And I can tell you those students are, you know, some of the best. They're extremely passionate and knowledgeable about what it is they're doing. And as you would know, we are just coming through a period, an era of somewhat of an egg crisis. And so we want to do as much as we can to ensure that there's self-sufficiency throughout the Bahamas. So we also intend to visit tomorrow. Our permanent secretary is going to Grand Bahama with a view of us taking 100 layers down to West End. On Wednesday, our undersecretary is going to be in Cat Island with a view of taking another 100 layers there. And so we want to share the love throughout the length and breadth of the archipelago. We also intend to visit Auckland before the end of the month, and hopefully within the first week or two in April, we get to visit the big yard, Andres, where we are taking 3,000 layers to the Bamsi site in Andres, along with some other things that I wouldn't mention at this time because we want to maintain the surprise. But what we are aiming to do is we're aiming to reduce the impact of catastrophic risk and take advantage of our country being an archipelago. You know, I indicated when I was in Exuma that the benefit we have of being an archipelago is, God forbid there's an outbreak of bird flu in Nassau, then we have Farmers Key. We have the Ellen Coakley High School that we can rely on. We have the farm that we'll be visiting in the West End, and also the farmers market in Grand Key. So we want to take advantage of what was normally seen as a challenge or a disadvantage and use it to our benefit, after seeing what our brothers in North America have experienced with bird flu being one large landmass.
So obviously tell us what were some of the challenges the farmers were experiencing right now? Obviously you said these donations would assist them, but are there any other concerns that they would have had unexpressed to you?
Well, I can tell you, everyone who attended, you know, those who raised issues, they were extremely vocal, and we appreciate that, because it's not just, we don't want to be seen as if we're coming from island to island and just simply telling people what to do, telling them what we think. This is a joint venture. We want to hear, listen, analyze, and then come back and act. And so some of their major concerns, believe it or not, was the impact of the peacock population on the island of Exuma. Those peacocks, as pretty as they are, they have a very hefty appetite for fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
So you go to sleep one night with a beautiful lush farm, and you wake up in the morning and everything's gone. And so we're looking at ways to address that issue with the provision of animal traps for them and some other inexpensive means of fencing. Secondly, there was also questions as to how the government is assisting farmers monetarily, and so we had some good dialogue about all of the exemptions that are available. And out of that, we learned that a lot of people were not aware as to exactly what is available. So upon our return to Nassau, we have had discussions to see how perhaps we can upgrade our Facebook page, our website, to ensure that persons, by the click of a button, can see exactly what it is that agriculture and marine resources has to offer in terms of exemptions. There was also a request for a farmers and fishers market. And so we are now in talks with a public-private partner to sort of see how we can bring that to fruition for them.
Well, that definitely sounds good. Minister, before you go, we want to wish you, or the team here at What's Trending, a very happy birthday. We hope you have an amazing day, and thank you for spending some of your time with us. And again, we hope you, or wish you, all the greatest success in your ministry's endeavors as well.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Well, it's St. Patty's Day, and we have news that you don't want to miss. That and so much more after the break. Stay with us.